I don't think anybody was really predicting this.
No.
But I mean, it's really exciting to see because it is kind of like that cult following. So I love to see it. And I'm really excited to go see it in theaters because it does look really good, really fun. So yeah, man, Super Mario Brothers, killing it. Killing it.
And they needed that because the last time a Super Mario Brothers was in the theaters,
Yeah.
it was a complete and fucking utter bomb.
Not good.
So I'm sure they're thrilled that this one is doing so well.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. Well, Saturday Night Live will not produce any new episodes for the next while. Like we've been saying, the writer's strike called by the WGA. The show's next scheduled episode, slated for Saturday night and hosted by former cast member Pete Davidson with musical guest Lil Uzi Vert, will not take place. According to NBC, with a work stoppage in place, it's quite possible that fans will not have any more new episodes of SNL in its 48th season. Now, the show usually goes into summer hiatus after May, but SNL will air repeats until further notice starting Saturday, May 6th. At least they got it prepared as well.
Yeah, that sucks though, because I was kind of looking forward to Pete's episode. And then to close out the season was supposed to be Kieran Culkin to coincide with Succession's going off. And that one I think would have been amazing as well.
For sure.
It kind of sucks, but we understand and we're in support of it. It's the right move. While Matt Cassie fans will be happy, Kelly Severide supporters, not so much. What am I talking about? Well, if you're a fan of Chicago Fire, you know, during the May 24th season 11 finale of Chicago Fire, Jesse Spencer will return to make a guest appearance. Taylor Kinney, who's last appeared on during the February 22nd episode and stepped away to deal with a personal matter, will not return. The drama has been renewed at NBC for season 12. Creator and showrunner Derek Haas is walking away after the current season. So far, no replacement has yet been named. So that's good. I know these were two huge characters and people really love them. It's good that one's coming back. And I'm guessing since the other one is not, it's still dealing with some personal stuff and not coming. So
kind of what it sounds like. Well, Sony heading over there, and it's not Spider-Man news. Jason Reitman has set another feature at Sony Pictures, with the studio ordering a film based on the first broadcast of SNL. In October of 1975, Reitman and his Ghostbusters Afterlife co-writer Gil Keenan penned the original screenplay for the project, drawing from the pair of series of interviews with living cast, writers, and crew members from the original production. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
The untitled SNL feature continues Reitman's and Keenan's partnership with Sony Pictures, where they are currently in production on the sequel of Ghostbusters Afterlife, due to the release in theaters this December. So that's very exciting because the first one was actually really good. The two collaborators signed on an overall deal with Sony after the release of Afterlife, which grossed about $204 million at the global box office against a $75 million production budget. So it's a nice little profit.
Yeah, and I think anytime you deliver profits like that, you get deals.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, a replacement is coming. What am I talking about? Well, Tasha Smith is set to join Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in the latest installment of Sony Pictures' Bad Boys franchise. Smith will play Teresa, Marcus Burnett's loving and devoted wife. What? That's right. It was a role previously played by Teresa Randall in the first three Bad Boys films. Plot details for Bad Boys 4 have been kept under wraps. At this year's CinemaCon, though, both Will Smith and Lawrence expressed their excitement for the film, as we told you last week, revealing that they were roughly 4 weeks into filming the movie. No word on why Teresa Randall dropped out or is being replaced. We don't know. If we find that out, we'll let you know, but she is.
Yeah, there it is, man. Well, the first trailer of director Neil Blomkamp's Gran Turismo, adapted from the popular PlayStation video game racing franchise, has been released. Blomkamp, whose notable directing credits include District 9 and Asylum, departs from the typical science fiction subject matter to take on a more sports racing film based on a true story. Gran Turismo follows a younger teenager who is obsessed with playing the racing video game and gradually takes his controller skills on to the real racetracks. With hopes to become a professional race car driver, Archie Mata plays the film's main character with David Harbour as his racing trainer, Digimon Hanshu as the teenager's father, and Orlando Bloom as the motorsports marketing executive. Now, Darren Burnett plays the respective GT Academy driver who feels threatened by the teenager's fast growing success. The film is set to be released August 11th through Sony Pictures. This is a very interesting concept. We saw the trailer when watching Guardians, and I mean, it actually looks really good. And I love it's a new idea, so I mean, I love to see it. I know it's a video game idea, but it's a new idea.
Yeah, but it really happened. This video game player is driving cars on the circuit. He actually made it and is now a real driver.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's an the trailer was badass.
It was.
I fucking loved Orlando Bloom and David Harbour back and forth. That was great. I will say I've never heard of the game before. I wasn't familiar with this real life story, but the trailer makes me want to see it. Yeah. So kudos to the editors and whoever put it together because it was a badass trailer. This one, I'm not sure why. Why is this happening? Because of Taylor Sheridan is resurging everybody's careers. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Maybe Creed also had a little bit to do with this, but anyway. Sylvester Stallone is returning for a reboot of his 1993 action thriller Cliffhanger. Yeah. He's coming back for Cliffhanger. What?
Sure.
Rick Roman-Waugh, who helmed action movies Angel Has Fallen and Greenland, is set to direct the feature, which will see Stallone reprise his role of mountain climber and rescue ranger Gabe Walker. Now, the 1993 original movie was directed by Rennie Harlin and was a hit despite a brutal production that almost bankrupted the lead production company back in the day, Carlico, which at 2 points couldn't even pay the crew.
Oof.
Like, it got pretty rough. It was a hit. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a good movie. I don't see why we need a reboot, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been there, done that. Like, what? I mean, I don't know. I just
very interesting. Very interesting. Well, Jenny Slate is set to join Blake Lively, Justin Bologna, and Brandon Skleiner in the Bandaloni directed film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, It Ends With Us, which is currently in development with Wayfarer Studios and Sony Pictures. As we've told you in previous episodes, the film follows Lily Bloom, who's played by Lively, and who, despite coming from a complicated past, has always known the life she wants. While living in Boston, though, she meets a neurosurgeon, Ryle Kincaid, who believes that she may very well found her soulmate. So that's cool. Soon, however, questions arise about their relationship, and to complicate matters, her high school love interest, Atlas Corrigan, comes back into the picture, putting the relationship with Ryle in jeopardy. Slate is set to play the role of Ryle's sister, Alyssa. So there it is.
There it is. All right, let's jump on over to Amazon/MGM. Air, best film of the year so far, in my opinion, although Guardians is up there. But anyway, Air will be available to stream on Prime Video beginning May 12th. The film debuted April 5th on more than 3,500 screens, which marked an unprecedented theatrical release for Amazon as the studio affirmed its billion-dollar commitment to making movies for the big screen. Now, the film is produced by Amazon Studios, Skydance Sports, Mandalay Pictures, and it's the inaugural project from Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's Artist Equity. To date, Air has grossed $74.7 million worldwide. That's not just domestic. Worldwide, 74.7 million, with praise from audiences with an A cinema score and critics alike. Everybody loves it, but it barely made any money. 74.7 million. Jesus, that's an opening weekend here in the US normally.
Yeah.
So
yeah, at least for like a big blockbuster film. So yeah, it's very interesting. But I mean, for me, it goes Air, The Covenant, Guardians, and then that other one that we saw. But yeah, I really enjoyed Air. It was like, honestly, So freaking good.
All in. I mean, when it hits Prime, you guys should definitely fucking watch it.
For sure.
It's you're gonna love every minute of it.
Yeah.
It's that good of a film.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen more movies than me, so how would you rank it? Because you've seen Creed 3 and a couple of others, so how would you rank it?
Oh, I like I said right there at the top, I think it's definitely the best movie of the year so far.
Yeah.
And I'm a Marvel full on, comic book geek all in, but as good as Guardians was, Air, of course, I'm an 80s kid too. So like it's all in 80s. This whole movie is set in the 80s and it's the best fucking 80s soundtrack you will ever get in a movie. So of course it was there.
Well,
But,
I was looking for more of like a top 5.
It's definitely Air is definitely within my top 10 films of all time. It's a fantastic story. It's fantastic dialogue. The acting is spectacular. Ben Affleck, as usual, directing phenomenal. All in, like the soundtrack, the cinematography, the costume design, and the production design of the 80s, and the elusiveness of Jordan himself, and paying respect to the iconic role that this man has in culture. They did everything spot on. It's definitely within my top 5 of all time for sure.
Well, I was saying top 5 of this year.
Oh, it's my top of this year.
I know,
doubt.
but what's your top 5 of this year?
Oh, you want me to compare with my
Jesus
top 5?
Christ.
Oh, okay. All right. So my top 5 of this year. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, that's a tough. Well, Air is definitely number 1.
As we've noted for the past 3 minutes.
I think maybe Guardians number 2.
Yeah.
I'm all in on Guardians. I love James Gunn and I'm a Marvel geek, and I think it was a well done movie and a well done exit for Gunn and the Guardians. That's my number 2. Covenant's I would do a tie for Covenant and Creed 3.
Yeah.
For the number 3 spot, 3-4.
I know. It's difficult, man.
I mean, what else have I seen this year?
Yeah. Did Black Panther come out this year?
Did it?
Or was it last year?
I think it was last year, right?
Yeah. But we could save it. We can save it for an actual top
Well,
5.
you know what though? I saw
Scream 6.
Oh.
Ant-Man came out. Avatar came out, but I don't
sadly
think you saw that
sadly Avatar is not on my list, nor is Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Well, did you see Avatar?
No.
Yeah.
No,
that's why it's not on your list.
And it wouldn't be if I had seen it. I've just say, I'll tell you one that I saw, and well, no, never mind, because I didn't see it at the theater, so I can't put it on my list as all kinds of. But well, there you go. I have 4.
Yeah,
I have 4.
Yeah,
I'll come back to my. Let's just throw Scream 6 in there for my 5th movie. It was really good, the best of the franchise in my opinion since the first one.
Yeah,
so we'll do that as my number 5
for sure.
That was a whole lot of wind to get there, but it's okay.
It was. It's fine. I'm glad we were finally able to connect the dots. Amazon Studios has landed.
I swear to God, I haven't had any margaritas yet. It is Cinco de Mayo, but yeah.
Amazon Studios has landed the worldwide rights to the U.S. Naval aviation documentary, The Blue Angels. This one is coming from J.J. Abrams' company, Bad Robot. Top Gun Maverick star Glenn Powell is also going to be a part of this one. The film, shot with IMAX cameras, chronicles a year in the cockpit with one of the world's top aviator teams, the Navy and Marine Corps Flight Squadron, through their intense training and aerial touring show. The film will play in theaters and yet to be determined date before landing on Amazon Prime. So it's going to be great. I mean, we've both seen the Blue Angels in performance and they're just fucking amazing. So I'm excited to see it.
Me too. I it's freaking amazing. And now I'm back.
Are you sure?
I'm back. I have it now.
Okay.
I have it. My legitimate number, like I said, tied for 3-4, right? But my legitimate number 3, Chevalier.
That French
Chevalier.
one.
Yes.
That French one.
There you go. Then
you put that above the Covenant?
No.
Oh, I thought okay. Yeah, it's a 3-way tie.
Oh yeah, I said Covenant. No, Covenant, then Chevalier, then Creed 3, then Scream 6. There you go. There's my 5. Because that was a brilliant movie. Chevalier was a brilliant movie.
It was.
I'm butchering the name every time I say it, but if you haven't seen it, see that.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to Amazon.
There you go. It's your turn.
Crazy's in the name,
Yeah,
all right?
it's your turn.
Bosch Legacy, aka Bosch. What the fuck? Bosch just never went off the air, y'all. Bosch Legacy has been renewed for season 3 at Amazon Freevee ahead of the show's season 2 premiere. The announcement was made ahead of Amazon's new front presentation in New York on May 1st. The first season of Bosch Legacy debuted on Freevee in May of 2022. With season 2 set to air this fall. Like its predecessor, the Prime Video series Bosch, it's just Bosch. I don't understand that. The series is based on the Bosch novels written by Michael Connelly. Per the official logline, Bosch Legacy follows the Harry Bosch, a retired homicide detective turned private investigator as he embarks on the next chapter of his career. Attorney Honey Money Chandler, who struggles to maintain her faith in the justice system after surviving an attempted murder, and Maddie Bosch as she discovers the possibilities and challenges of being the rookie patrol cop on the streets of Los Angeles.
There it
It's
is.
Bosch.
It's Bosch. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a reboot within the regular thing. And
Yeah.
it's just
Oh, we're
fucking
so sad.
weird.
Bosch is going off the air. We're gonna miss it. No, Bosch is still here. It's
Yeah.
on Bosch Legacy.
It's so weird.
I know.
That's so weird. Well, heading over to Netflix. I know you're excited about this one. Netflix has renewed its political drama series for a second season. The Diplomat.
Oh my
Season 1
gosh.
of The Diplomat had a strong debut on April 20th, quickly taking the top spot at Netflix weekly global top 10 TV English list. Now, this one is dethroning The Night Agent, #1's run, and it went on to appear in the top 10 in 86 countries as well. The drama series stars Kerry Russell as Kate Weiler as the new U.S. ambassador in the United Kingdom. Now, Kate is forced to juggle the struggles of an international crisis by strengthening strategic alliances with London while trying to save her marriage to fellow diplomat and political star Hal Waller, who's played by Rufus Sewell. So there it is.
This show is fucking phenomenal. If you were an Americans fan or a West Wing fan or a Madam Secretary fan, you have to dive into this show. It's like a mix of all three. It's fucking incredible. Kerry Russell, maybe the best since Americans. She's just freaking unbelievable in this series, and it ends on a cliffhanger, so it only makes sense that it was renewed for season 2. Had it not been, I'd have been on the phone with Ted personally, like, what the fuck? I need to know what happened. And with the cliffhanger, no spoilers, because I know not a lot of people, if you haven't seen it yet or whatever, but no spoilers. But with the cliffhanger, I'm just wondering if UK was one of the countries that was in the top 10, because I'm shocked that the UK is not utterly pissed at this show.
You know.
Yeah, she's trying relations, but if you know what I'm talking about, if you saw the cliffhanger, you know why I'm saying that. And just if you don't know why I'm saying it, go watch it.
Go watch it.
Netflix has also renewed Sweet Tooth for a third and final season, which has already been filmed in New Zealand. The news comes just shortly after the release of season 2, which quickly earned 48.3 million hours viewed during its first 4 days of release, following its April 27th debut.
There it is. Now, the story of the Mendez brothers, convicted in 1996 of murdering their parents, Jose and Mary Louise Kitty Mendez, will be tackled by Ryan Murphy as part of his Netflix franchise Monster series. Netflix and Murphy confirmed that they are at work on the Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Mendez story. The follow-up to the hit limited series Dahmer, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. So that only makes sense.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, for anybody who's familiar with the Menendez, they're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they brutally murdered their parents while they were sleeping, like brutally, and then tried to claim all this shit during the trial about why they did it. They're fucking crazy.
Yeah,
and
they did say like sexual abuse and like physical abuse and all of this stuff.
Yeah,
so I mean,
This should be an interesting one to watch. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Netflix has also ordered a dramedy series inspired by the memoir The Pink Marine, written by Greg Cope White, currently titled The Core. Netflix has given the show a 10-episode order. Now, the official logline states, set in 1990, The Core is about Cameron, a bullied gay high school student who joins the Marine Corps with his straight best friend, Ray. A dangerous move when being gay in the military meant jail time or worse. As these two friends plunge into Marine Corps boot camp, where the landmines are both literal and metaphorical, they join a platoon of young men on a harrowing journey of transformation. Miles Hauser will star as Cameron Pope. The character is described as a charming underdog, a gay, bullied teenager living in a chaotic home with a narcissistic mom. He impulsively joins the Marines with his straight best friend in hopes that he'll finally be made into a real man. The role brings Heiser back to Netflix, as he previously starred, as you guys know, in the streamer's hit series 13 Reasons Why. He is also known for his roles in films like Love, Simon, and of course the huge NBC hit drama Parenthood. I'm excited. I love him. I think he's a great actor. I think that's going to be an awesome series.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And I mean, yeah, that time period where it's like don't ask, don't tell
Exactly.
type shit. Like I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be massively successful.
For sure.
Well, Adam McKay is partnering up with Netflix again after the follow-up of Don't Look Up. The streamer has acquired the director's next feature comedy titled Average Height, Average Build. The film will star Robert Pattinson as a serial killer that looks to leverage American politicians to make murder easier. Now, as well as Amy Adams to state a lobbyist that forms a unique connection with the murderer. Adams reunites with McKay after earning an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress as she played Lynn Cheney in their 2018 comedy Vice. The ensemble also includes Robert Downey Jr., Forrest Whitaker, and Danielle Deadwyler. Along with writing and directing, McKay will also produce under his Hyperobject Industries banner with Kevin Messick. Now, the film does not yet have an official release date yet, but that is all we know so far. And you would consider Vice a comedy? That's interesting.
Yeah, no,
I still never have seen it. But
I literally got up and walked out of it. It's like one of the rare things that Adam McKay has done that I was just like, what the fuck am I? It was horrible.
Yeah.
And the cast was brilliant, but it was fucking horrible. And
Yeah.
no, I would not consider it a comedy at all. I don't even know what the fuck. It's also weird talking about Adam McKay in anything without Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
I know.
It's one of those weird things. They were such a good team, and then just, I don't know. Jumping over to Apple, and to the no surprise to anybody, the morning show, the newsroom drama starring Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, has received an early renewal for season 4 on the streamer. Meanwhile, season 3 is set to debut this fall. Now, Witherspoon and Aniston are executive producers, with Mimi Leader directing and executive producing, and Charlotte Stout acting as showrunner and executive producer for season 3. Aniston announced season 3 had wrapped filming on February 9th via an Instagram post, which, in the wake of the renewal news, prophetically promised that there was so much more to come. Season 3 will introduce new cast members John Hamm and Nicole Berry, as well as the return of stars such as Juliana Margulies, Tig Notaro, Stephen Fry, and Natalie Morales.
There it is.
I'm so freaking super pumped about that. John Hamm, I can't wait for John Hamm to act with any of them on that show. It's going to be brilliant.
It is going to be good. I'm excited. Frida Pinto has signed on to Surface for season 2 at Apple. Pinto joined series regular Gugu Mbatha Raw, as well as fellow cast members Phil Duster of Ted Lasso fame. Previously announced, Surface season 2 will see Mbatha Raw's character Sophie return to her hometown of London and is rediscovering an unfinished relationship that has haunted her memories as she finds to where she really came from and what made her a flawed person. Pinto will play Grace, Quinn's Duster's fiance. Quinn is also a trouble scion of her infamous Huntley family. Now, as the soon-to-be newest member of the Huntley family, Grace is set to be conflicted about what she's really signing up for and forms a special bond with Sophie. So there it is.
You need to jump on that one.
Maybe.
You know, like seriously, that is such a good show. It's Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
She's the one behind it, and it's a one of those you have to think, and if you miss something, you're gonna totally miss something. So you got to watch like intently and
yeah. See, that's terrifying because I love multitasking when I'm watching shows.
Well, this one, yeah, you have to pay attention because you're like, wait, even when you're all in intent and you're watching, you're like still like, Wait, what?
Yeah, that's
Did I
crazy.
wait? Did I miss that? Wait, yeah, you're rewinding like, what the fuck? No, that can't. It's one of those shows, but it was done so brilliantly, and I was like, dude, I'm
Uh,
all in on that show, man. I
I'll,
can't wait.
I'll tell you what, I'll watch it when you watch Ted Lasso and/or Euphoria season 2. Like,
Yeah, well, yeah,
to fair, to
yeah.
be fair. Well, now it is time for James Moses Black coming on the show to talk about Renfield. Oh my goodness, this guy is absolutely amazing. We teased it a little bit earlier in the show, but I just, it's always nice to have return guests to like see what they've been up to. And I still remember the first time we ever had him on the show because I was running late for the interview, and he was just like giving me all sorts of shit for it. So I mean, if y'all want to, you can go back and listen to that first interview and listen to the amount of shit I got from James Joseph Black.
Oh yeah, one of the nicest guys
He
ever.
is,
Though
he is.
he's very funny. He's a very intimidating looking man. Like he would beat you down in a second, and and not think twice. But he's actually one of the funniest and most charming guys, and he shows that in this interview.
Yeah.
So it's a really good interview. I can't wait for everybody to hear.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Well, here he is. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, his interview is available right now on YouTube and podcast platforms, so be sure to check it out. And apologize about the I don't know what happened that we have two videos with the camera going black, but hey, we were able to come back online, and so there's a front half of the industry news and there's a back half. That's fine, but we're here to still bring you all of the fun stuff. Man.
Technology. Our camera went on strike.
Yeah, that's what it was. Camera went on strike, but now we can dive into the back half. All right, now it is time for the top 5 segment, man. And this week is
Yes.
top 5 actors or actresses that we would love to see play villains. And man, oh man, there is a lot of different ones. It really made me think because a lot of actors have played villains, and you have to think about what nice people you feel like would be great in these roles and would be
Right?
like a kind of risk, I guess you could take, because I put some on there that I felt like it'd kind of be a risk. Number 5 for me goes to Demi Lovato. I feel like she would be a great villain in the sense of she's been through so much shit and so much trauma that I feel like she would be able to dive deep in within herself to bring that out into a character. I feel like she would be perfect for a DC character because it is that darker tone. But I just feel like, she doesn't get enough credit as being an actress. She does. She is a really good actress, honestly.
She is.
But she just focuses a lot on her singing. But I really think she would be able to bring out that sort of like that. I don't know. I just feel like she would be able to portray a villain very well. So number 5 for me, Demi Lovato.
All right. Well, there you go. My number 5 is another one that you think, no way, this is the most charming woman. She's always amazing. She's either in peril and getting saved, or she's the hero and never, in need of ever hurting anybody. I'm of course talking about Emily Blunt.
Yes.
Mary Poppins. Like, I mean, how can Emily Blunt is like the kindest person. You think about like all these movies that she's been in, and like she's just like so nice, or in just like with Quiet, like A Quiet Place, she's in peril, and just like you want to just love her to death.
Exactly.
But I want to see her whoop some ass as like an evil genius bad guy.
For sure.
I want her to be like cutting people with knives and like just doing psychotic, just crazy shit. I think she would be epic. I mean, come on. Any kind of like anybody with a British accent that starts to go nuts and get all terrifyingly like evil, I'm all in.
Oh, for
and
sure.
Emily Blunt should do it. And she should do it to Krasinski.
Oh, God.
They should be in a movie together, as they always are. And she should just be a sadistic, crazy psychopath villain who terrorizes Krasinski.
That's hilarious. I think it'd be good.
Call me.
We can make it happen. Make it happen. Oh my goodness. Well, number 4 for me, this is inspired by a movie I just watched the other night, which was Wedding Crashers. And Bradley Cooper plays the douchebag boyfriend who the love interest, doesn't really want to be with. So I feel like he would be a really good bad guy. I mean, he has played good guys before in films. And I mean, if you go back to like Silver Linings Playbook, where you see him in his fits of rage when he's playing a bipolar person, I feel like he can channel that type of energy. So I feel like that would be a really interesting dynamic. And like I said, his character in Wedding Crashers was just a complete douchebag. So I feel like he would be able to channel that very freaking industry. So that's why I wanted to put him on my list. Number 4, Bradley Cooper.
Oh, without doubt. I think that's an excellent choice. My number 4, and I want to make sure I get this movie's title right.
Oh, yeah?
I'm awful at titles.
Yeah.
But,
was it one that came out recently?
no, it's not one that came out recently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, he's resorting to the Bible, which is
Yes.
IMDb.
Yes. Okay. I've got it. I know it. My number 4 is the ultimate good guy that everybody loves, but I totally want to see him scare me. I totally want to see him terrify me, and horrifically so. I am talking about Hugh Jackman.
Mm.
Hugh Jackman. He's always the good guy. He's always the hero. He's always the guy that's saving people or just distraught and trying to just get through, the everyday man kind of like hero type thing. But I want to see him. And I'm not talking about Logan, Wolverine, Rage. I'm talking about like a psychopath killer, like somebody who's just creepy, scary, terrifying. Keep them away from me forever. I'm going to be nightmares from. I want to see Hugh Jackman pull that off. I think he totally can. The closest I think he's come is Prisoners with Paul Dano and Jake Gyllenhaal. And it was, you saw his rage a little bit there as a parent that's trying to find his kidnapped kid. And you know, but rage of a parent is different than psychotic killer.
Yeah.
Right. I want to see Jackman just lose his shit and terrify people. I think he'd be awesome at it. He's such a phenomenal actor, and the range is everywhere. You know, like from The Greatest Showman to Logan and everything in between, this guy has got range. So you cannot tell me he cannot play a fucking scary psychotic killer. I want to see that. I want to see a terrifying chill, like we were talking about last week with the villains. That's the kind I want to see Jackman play. That methodical, calm, terrifying guy that he doesn't even have to speak and you're scared to fucking death. That's what I want to see Jackman pull off.
That's funny. I could see it.
Me too.
I think he would be really good. My number 3 goes to Timothée Chalamet. And you want to know why? Because I don't like Timothée Chalamet. And I feel like he could be a good bad guy that I could hate because I don't like him already. So, I mean, I feel like he has that sense of that aura around him, kind of like Johnny Depp does. Johnny Depp would have been a good one too. But yeah, I just feel like, something about his character and how he presents himself. I just feel like he would be a good bad guy. I think he's a bad guy already. So not really. I think he's probably a good person, whatever the fuck. He looks just a little privileged. But yeah, so number 3 for me, Timothée Chalamet.
I think we should use this on Everything's Okay podcast and dive deeper into it. Is this a hidden resentment because you were such a fan of Gene Wilder and Willy Wonka, and now your direct hatred towards the 2 men who have now also played Wonka? There's a deep agenda here. I don't know.
I really don't know what it is because I liked Beautiful Boy with him and Steve Carell. He's a good actor. I don't know, something about him. I don't know. I feel like he thinks he's the shit when he.
I feel like that's also with Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
they both come across as very privileged individuals.
Oh yeah.
So maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Whatever.
My number 3, Anne Hathaway, Princess Diaries herself. Can she play a bad guy? I don't know. She's a sweetheart.
She did in 2 Witches, that HBO Max one that came out, but that was she was like an evil witch type character, but it wasn't a good movie.
Yeah, so. And it was more. I pick her because it's not any kind of a bad guy that makes me laugh. It was more comedic. I wasn't scared of her. I wasn't terrified, like, oh my God, this is somebody I never want to come across in real life. I thought it was comedic. I thought, I want to see Anne Hathaway terrify me. I want to see, like, let me just say this. I want all of my people on this list to end up on Ryan Murphy's Monster. I want to see them be terrifying serial killers who methodically kill people in ways that are too disturbing to talk about. That's what I want these people to do.
You're going like a complete horror aspect, and like I'm going, I don't know, just like actual like superhero.
Villain type aspect. I'm going full on serial killer psychopath.
Yeah,
like, that's just, and who doesn't want to see the beautiful Anne Hathaway do that? I do. I do.
Oh
All
my
right.
goodness, that's so freaking funny. Number two for me is one that I think would be interesting. I think she has that sort of flair where she could. Allison Janney. I feel like Allison Janney could bring some sort of evil. Like, I guess I try to think about like Charlize Theron in Monster.
Mm.
I think Allison Janney could play that type of, like intense serial killer, intense like just villain that is looking to get over on people. So that's why I think she would be a good one. Allison Janney.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Lou.
Yeah.
She played a total badass, like a CIA operative. And she did some shady shit, but she thought she was doing it for the right reasons and trying to do the right thing. But she was like a total badass that you do not want to fuck with. Not in a villain way, but you can see. Yeah, I agree with you. There's that tendency there to where, could she be a serial killer? Fuck yeah, she could. She could. Allison Janney could be a serial killer. Some of those looks that she would shoot from the podium on West Wing. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
For sure.
She could kill you. She could kill you. I'm just saying. My number two is everybody's beloved favorite teenager back in the day. And from fucking Family Ties to Back to the Future to Secret of My Success, Light of Day, all the good, great stuff that he's such a great guy in. Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox. I want to see Michael J. Fox tear some motherfuckers up. I want to see Michael J. Fox play a serial killer. I think he could.
Think he could?
Oh my gosh, I think totally he could. I like even more so now.
Yeah.
Because I saw him in an interview and they're talking about how he's so optimistic and upbeat and happy, even with all of the stuff that he's going through with his disease. And he's like, that's the person I am. If you can find the good, if you can find the happy out of no matter what in life, that's the reason to keep going. That's the reason to keep going on. He's so inspirational and such a, a motivated, happy person. To see him play a fucking psychopath killer would be amazing.
It would be.
It would just be like you'd never. This is fucking Marty. This doesn't happen. But I want Alex P. Keaton. I want to see Alex P. Keaton kill people. That's like.
Oh my god! I don't know what your obsession with this is today, but okay. All right, and so that leads me to my number one. The number one actress that would be a great villain is this motherfucker.
Yes,
it's Dustin Bergman.
Yes,
I just feel like you've been trying to get James Gunn's attention. I feel like this is a great way to do
Let's
it.
do it.
He'd be
look,
a great
look at this
Lex Luthor.
I would be.
Okay, like just make it happen, James. Give us a call, man.
I'm actually really good. John Papsadera, come on, buddy. Come on.
Let's
you
do it.
know me. Come on.
I'm just saying. Especially this top five has proven why
I have a little bit of a dark side. Okay.
Why
all right.
he's the number one. Okay. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I totally want to play Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I totally, and if not Lex Luthor, just some sort of a psychotic bad guy.
Apparently.
Because I'm a really happy-go-lucky guy. I'm a really nice guy, but I want to fucking be a serial killer. Can I just play a serial killer?
Serial killer in a movie.
Of course.
When you say we can clip that, I'd want to be a serial killer, and so optimistic about it. Like, oh my god,
a fake one, of course. Come on. Anybody who knows me knows I can't really hurt anybody, but I'd play one. I'd fucking kill it in a movie or on TV. I'm just telling you.
Oh my god.
Speaking of, is this even possible? The name of her fucking company is Hello Sunshine. So is it even possible? I don't even know if it's even could it happen? But I want to see Reese Witherspoon just tear it the fuck up.
It would be good.
I mean, she kind of played a badass bitchy girlfriend in American Psycho with Christian Bale, right? But I want to see it. I want to see her all in as a dark, twisted, you fucked with the wrong person kind of a bad guy. Reese Witherspoon, the murderer you never see coming. You would never see that coming.
You wouldn't.
She's America's sweetheart until she slices you down the face with a knife. I don't know.
Okay, this has been a very enlightening segment. I'm glad that I'm not alone and that everyone out there can see this. Okay. Guys.
It said villain. It said villain.
It did.
I'm not the campy Batman villain. I'm all in. I'm Robin Williams, that photo where he's he works at a photo booth guy. I'm that guy villain. I want those type villains. villains.
There's a difference between villain and murderer. I'm like there's two
Well,
opposites.
murderers are villains.
Yeah, but God. Oh, boy.
Next week's top 5 will be the top 5 serial killers.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my gosh, we should totally do a top 5 serial
People would
top 5 serial killers that have had movies or TV shows made about them. Ooh.
I feel like this is a very dangerous.
Who's your number one though? Right off the top, who do you think?
Someone who I've always been most interested in is John Wayne Gacy.
Really, mine would be Ted Bundy. So but see how we have already got them. We already know who our top 5s are. We know we've got 5 serial killers in us. We know we do.
Guys, be sure to let us know your top 5 actor, actresses that you would like to see supervillains, or murderers, whatever the fuck. Let us know. Be sure to comment below in the YouTube comment section. Add us on Twitter. All the good things.
You see why you could get away with me as number 1? Because you know I'm not.
I'm
not. You can't list me as number 1 on your list and be in this room with me right now if you really thought I could kill you.
I mean, who said I wasn't scared right now? No one said that. No one freaking said that. Well, heading over to the box office recap, the number 1 movie that brought in
See how good I am, John Papsandera? He's literally scared.
Number 1 movie that brought in the most money last week was Super Mario Brothers, like we've been reporting. I'm so happy that this one went over well. Chris Pratt, you had a number 1, and it's going to be replaced by another of your number 1
and
movies.
He may have number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. That brought in about 40.8 million over the past 4 weeks, and you're still at basically 41 million. That's really successful.
Oh yeah,
so
without doubt.
I love seeing that. The number 2 was Evil Dead Rise with 12.1.
I still want to see that. Yeah.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
Are you there, God? It's me, Logan. Yeah. I'm scared right now.
Literally. 6.7 million at number 3. This one's interesting. It came, I'm guessing, with May 4th this past week. Star Wars Episode 6 with Return of the Jedi. Only because Return of the Jedi. That's
the only reason, because you knew it was the 6th in the franchise.
That's the only way.
He got the Roman numeral right.
That's the only way. That came in number 4 with 5.1 million. And number 5 was John Wick Chapter 4 with about 5 million.
This is why you like the John Wick movies so much. I'm kidding, because they're awesome movies, but because they use regular numbers.
Yeah,
instead
exactly.
Of, had it been Chapter Roman numeral 4, you'd be fucked.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, new movies coming out this week. Of course, Guardians of the Galaxy. Be sure to go check that out. And the rest of them are not Guardians, and not Guardians. So be sure to head over to your local cinema and check out the latest Marvel installment.
Well, you got to say this one. This one's funny too. Some movie called What's Love Got to Do with It that has nothing to do with Tina Turner.
Oh, yeah. I mean, our podcast producer, Jason, he's got a sense of humor, man.
What's Love Got to Do with It, though, is such an epic movie.
It is.
And Lawrence Fishburne plays a badass villain, old Ike Turner. That is great performance. But yeah, it has. What is this movie then? Why is it called that?
Yeah, no one knows. Well, movies you can still go see right now: Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, Air, The Covenant, and a couple of other ones. So just be sure to check out your local listings, and you'll see what you can get. Now, IMDbPro's top trending segment. Of course, you guys know what's going down in Hollywood is all through IMDbPro. That's why you guys need to subscribe to this app, especially if you're an up-and-comer trying to break into the entertainment industry. Now, the top trending movie is Evil Dead Rise. I mean, it looks scary. It has the potential, I feel like, to actually scare us. So that's great. This one's surprising to me because it hasn't been out that long, and it's already the top trending TV show, which is The Diplomat.
Because everybody's talking about it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man.
It must be that popular, which is very freaking exciting. And the top trending star is still Ana de Armas, so that's really exciting. She's blowing up right now.
Saw Ghosted. And if you saw her last Netflix movie where if you blinked, you missed her, it was just totally underutilizing her, which was sad. This one, not. And her and Chris Evans' dynamic back and forth with each other is fucking hilarious. It's a really funny movie. Are you going to rank it in your best of all time and a cinematic masterpiece? No. But if you're looking for a good movie just to have a good time and watch and kick back, it's definitely the one to do it with. They're great together. So.
For sure. Well, guys, thank you so much for getting crazy with us on episode 223 of ITCAFpodcast. Yes. We appreciate it. We got to thank our guest one more time, James Moses Black. And you can find him on Twitter at James Moses Black and on Instagram at James Moses Black underscore after the name. Be sure to follow him everywhere. And you guys know you can follow us everywhere, the company and podcast, at Crazy Ant Media and at ITCAFpodcast, anywhere and everywhere, and our mental health podcast as well, at Everything's OKP. Be sure to check out those episodes as well, because we dive deep into things we deal with every day and things our guests deal with every day. And it's basically to let you know that you are not alone in a situation that you are going through.
And we've got a couple of good ones coming up, y'all. One that's going to deal with bipolar disorder, and one that's going to be dealing with toxic workplace environments and how that affects your mental health. That's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be great, man. I'm super excited. And you guys know you can follow us both personally, myself at J Logan Austin, everywhere and anywhere, and
at Crazy Ant CEO, anywhere and everywhere.
That's right. And you guys know you subscribe to this podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast: Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Stitcher, and so much more. And of course, be sure to visit our website, www.crazyantmedia.com, where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. We have anything and everything you need for your styling needs and coffee needs and doggy
styling
needs.
needs. Can I get a Crazy Ant brush?
Maybe.
I'm bald.
Yeah. You know.
Maybe I could get a Crazy Ant head shaver. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
That would be great. But of course, I mean, the biggest thing that we've been talking about is the writer strike and how important it is, and keeping ourselves informed on this, which, I mean, I know it sucks, but it's also kind of fun and entertaining to us just because we love this industry so freaking much. The interview is always amazing. It's always great to have return guests. It was also really fun we're going to clip this out too, so they can see it. We're going to clip out the Flash / Warner Brothers conversation, because I feel like that was a really fun conversation to be able to talk about that and to finally put it out there that even if you fucking hate Ezra, it's okay to go see it. It's just my personal thing. I'm not going to go see it. It is a Batman movie, so you can be sure to head out and check it out. I'm just going to check it out on Max when it's on Max.
There you go. Well, and listen, okay, so to be fair, because the reason we say we don't want to go see it is because we don't want to, because guaranteed Ezra's got back end points. So the more this movie does at the box office, the more tens of millions of dollars this person potentially has to make, right? Yeah. And we don't want to support that because of the behavior, and he's yet to apologize for it, blah, 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 blah. But I have Regal Unlimited, and I'm not paying shit for my movie ticket. Zero. So I am not contributing to his back end points, and I'm seeing my man, Michael Keaton, return to the cowl. Enough said. Not contributing to the back end points. I don't know. I love this whole show. I love when we can get deep into the industry talk and how it affects, because we're in the industry. We're filmmakers also, and we've got a television series that's being considered, and now it's on the burner because nobody's doing anything right now because of the strike. So we're personally affected by what's going on with the strike right now. And hopefully one day we'll be WGA members. We're not there yet because we're just writing our first series and things, but and then how it moves forward. So I love when we can talk about that and get into it, and also how we predict, because we predicted that streamers, when all of the studios had their own, would start to cause problems and drastically change the industry. If you go back and listen to our first season or so, we talk about that and made that clear that that's what we thought would happen. And look at it. It's playing out. It's happening. We're really good at paying attention to the trends and what we think is going to happen in the industry. You should go back and listen to that. It's amazing. And then, of course, obviously, Yellowstone and Succession and like all these things coming to an end, all these huge shows that I'm a huge fan of. And just so I really enjoy talking about that and what's causing that and what's not and where it's going to go. And just, man, this has been a really good show.
It was also fun to throw you off a little bit and like try to get you back on track with that top 5 movies of the year.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't even know where I went with that. It's like, what are you trying to get from me? And then I just couldn't.
Like, because I gave you my top like 4 or 5, and then
of the year,
and
then I just went everywhere.
It's always fun throwing him off.
Because, well, clearly, if you missed that part of the conversation, what was wrong is if you listen to the top 5 of this week's show, I was clearly plotting my next murder.
Apparently. literally what was happening.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't know why. I just like totally blanked, and it's only T.
It's fine.
I don't even know.
It's fine.
You know who could have been on both of our lists that I
know.
can't believe we didn't put, because
know.
how badass would it be to see
Oh,
her
she would
play a villain?
crazy,
I
man.
mean-
Absolutely wild. The one, the only
Oprah!
Oh.
God, Oprah would be an epic